Well, hello there, Taurus. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are doing your November 2023 Tarot reading. We'll take a look first at the overall energy with the Oracle cards, and then we'll move to the Tarot for more details about any obstacles on your path or areas of resistance, and of course, advice from Spirit. And if you're enjoying the content that I create, I'd really appreciate it if you would consider liking, commenting, or subscribing. I really do appreciate all of your support. Okay, so let's take a look at what we have in store for you. Ascending the mountain, keep going forward, and Dove Spirit, be peace. Yeah, this is a beautiful energy. So Capricorn, a fellow earth sign, they have this same energy where you have been working for some time on something, whether it's a job, a career, a relationship, and it's kind of like, this is the energy of it's taking a long time, but there's a goal that you have in mind. The mountain peaks are your goal, the summit. It's what you are trying to accomplish. And sometimes when we're ascending the mountain, we're going towards what it is that we want. Sometimes we can start doubting ourselves or start doubting that we can ever accomplish it. But keep in mind, it says keep going forward. You have what it takes in order to see the goal through, whatever this is, and to just have this peace. Know that your spirit guides, your angels are with you, that the divine is going to help you to finally accomplish what it is that you are wanting to have. Now I'm going to say we have the full moon in Taurus, the lunar eclipse on Saturday, October 28th. That is actually activating in your first house of identity. So this could be even something that is culminating in your first house of roles that you play, right? Kind of like changing the roles. For some of you, you could have been changing roles. So maybe you've become an empty nester, or you got divorced or something like this. Transitioning, changing from one role to another, or perhaps you've been, in the workforce and now for some reason you're either retiring or leaving the workforce, right? It's this transition, being peaceful about this transition as you're moving from one role or one identity to another. For some of you, you could be even like going through some physical changes, okay? Maybe due to a health issue or something like that. Or maybe you've been putting, you decided to be healthier, and so you've been on like a special nutritional plan or exercise plan, trying to transform. There's a little bit of this energy, since we're in Scorpio, of transforming who you are as how you identify yourself, okay? And that could include, your health. It could include your appearance, any of that would also play a part of this. Yeah, and then you have the breathe card again, right? Being peaceful, knowing that this is exactly the way that this is, the changes that you are trying to make are changes that will be good for you. Even though sometimes that while we're making those changes, it can be difficult. And for some of you, it could have something to do with a relationship, changing your role within a relationship, wanting to, like if you're in a relationship and there's a lot of codependency or something like that, and you're trying to change the energy of the relationship, the way that you show up to the relationship. So maybe you are, going to counseling or something like that, and knowing that you're putting in the work in order to get to a goal, and you are going to reach it. You have the Chariot card. This is a sign of victory, of getting to the top of the mountain, of seeing this goal all the way through, of knowing that you are going to be victorious. Okay, so let's take a look first at the underlying energy. Yeah, I do want to say that this has been a slow go, and that's why this energy is here, right? The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest energy in the deck. It's doing those things every single day that we need to do in order to reach our goal. And I feel like that is where are you putting your time and energy? But it has been so slow going that you're kind of wondering, am I ever going to reach the top of the mountain? This is having patience and being peaceful with yourself, that knowing that part of this reaching the goal is enjoying the journey, even if the journey is taking longer than you thought it would. You have man holding a heart, you have the world card, and you have the death. And you also have the Libra energy of the justice. I feel like there's something with some type of relationship and the way that you see yourself in that relationship, right? So this could be even like your youngest has gone off to college, you're suddenly an empty nester. I remember when that happened, it was kind of like, you're still a mother, but your role as a mother changes. And then all of a sudden, if you're married, your relationship with your partner changes. It's kind of like a transitional phase of trying to figure out how are all these changes going to affect your life, but bringing balance into it, knowing that this new world that you're stepping into is the right way to go, that is going to bring you more balance in either in a relationship or in your life in general. So let's take a look at your present energy. Yeah, I feel like, you know that you're deserving of having a relationship where you can breathe. For some of you, you could be in like a marriage or a business partnership or some type of relationship where somebody has made you feel kind of like tied to it. And you're wanting a little bit more independence. That's the energy I'm getting here. Like a little breathing room. I'd like a little breathing room, right? And you could, with the Queen of Pentacles, right? If, gender doesn't matter, but if you're a parent or the breadwinner or, somebody that really takes good care of the home and the family unit, that type of thing. Perhaps wanting a little bit more breathing room, allowing yourself to not just be seen as a mother, a wife, a husband, a father, whatever it is. It's kind of like, instead of just having that role, I would like to kind of like expand my horizons, play some other roles in my life. Perhaps you want to be a volunteer, or you want to start your own business or something like that. You're understanding. Yeah, you have woman holding a coin. So you definitely have the Queen of Pentacles energy here of wanting. And with the Queen of Pentacles, that can also be your health, your physical body, wanting to make some changes. And yet that might mean that you have to make some changes in some of the connections that you have in your life. You're taking perhaps time and energy away from some of your connections so that you have more time for yourself. Yeah, but it's taking you in a great direction. For some of you, this could be an offer that's coming in, especially around the eclipse on the 28th, and that energy does go into November. But you could be getting an offer that's really near and dear to your heart, that's going to take you closer to what your heart is desiring. But it means that you have to change the role that you're playing in some connections in your life. And you're speaking your truth. You're saying, yes, I need some more time to myself. This Nine of Pentacles, independence. I can't be tied in. This is the energy of just feeling like the connections in your life might be a little bit of a burden and are preventing you from having what it is that you truly want in your life. Okay, so let's take a look at your obstacle, your area of resistance. Yeah, you have the Hermit and the Four of and the fourth chakra. This is your heart chakra. Understanding that you may need a little bit of time to yourself in order to follow what your heart truly desires. But that means you have to disconnect from some other connections, and you have the in-between. Knowing that it's not forever, right? Or this is a transition from one role into the other. I would say that one of the things that I'm getting here is not to expect too much. Like, you can't switch the light, the light switch. Okay, you have a light switch, right? And I know, let's use the scenario that your youngest is going off to college or leaving the home and you're going to be an empty nester, right? You can't go from one day of being a mom in charge of this child, right, that you have had in your life for at least 18 years or so. You can't have that and then goes to the switch of allowing them to kind of like go out in the world and do whatever it is that they want and just come home for the holidays, right? It's a transition, right? You know, and allowing yourself to go through the emotions of that, you know, the hidden motivations of what it is that we would like for perhaps somebody else in our life, how we would like for them to work through this transition, and for you, how you want to work through this transition of understanding you can't go from one to the other overnight. You have to allow people, okay, kind of a sense of having peace, allow people to kind of like, kind of go back and forth. You know, there's some disappointment here. I feel like, you know, you wanted somebody else to react in a different way. You may have spoken your truth. I want more of my independence. Or somebody in your life has said they want more of their independence, right? And there's been some disappointment here, but understanding, okay, we just have to work this out. We have to go back and forth. We have to allow ourselves this time to transition, to go in between these two worlds and figure it out. You can't go from one to the other overnight. So let's take a look at what your advice is. You are going to be successful, okay? But the key here is, if you will notice that Chariot, she has her hands on the rein, right? She wants to be in control of how it goes forward, of how the progress is made. This is the energy of understanding that in order to manifest what it is that you want, to reach the summit, to reach the goal, you have to also allow the divine to take over, to give it up to your spirit guides and angels. You can't hold on to the reins. You can't have complete control. You are going to be victorious, okay? But things may have to work out a little bit differently than what you were anticipating, or people may have to kind of like allow themselves to get used to an idea, you know, something that is changing within the dynamics of a relationship or a family unit. This is all about stepping into that energy of allowing people to go between being the teacher and the student and the student and the teacher, kind of like going back and forth, understanding that there has to be a little bit of give and take in this situation. Yeah, when we try to hold on to those reins, okay, yeah, it just all falls apart. So this is the energy of allowing, going with the flow. Keeping your eye on the prize, right? It's not about taking your focus off of what it is that you want, but just also allowing the universe to help you to get there instead of feeling like you have to do it on your own. Yeah. So you have the Courage card, the Leo energy, the Fool card, going in a new direction, starting a new path, and then the King of Swords. Okay, so the King of Swords, you could be dealing with a Cancerian, you could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Libra energy here. We also have Scorpio energy. But it's also understanding that, you know, the best laid plans. Okay, something about the best laid plans. You can't plan for how everybody's going to react in this situation. You can't even plan on how you're going to react. This is allowing things to happen as they need to. Having the courage for people to get used to this idea of allowing the balance in the situation to come in as it is being divinely guided, right? Keeping your focus on what it is that you want. It's not denying you of what it is that you want. You are going to receive what you want. It's just allowing the universe to kind of come in and give you a little bit more help, if you will, okay? And that requires you taking your hands off of the steering wheel. Just knowing you can't control how people react. All you can control about is your emotions and how you react. to other people's actions. Okay, so let's pull a soul truth card for you for some final advice. And Taurus, I do personal readings, so if you're interested, the link is in the description box below. I'd really be honored to do a reading for you. When was the last time I danced freely? Yeah, that is the energy. That is exactly having the courage to dance freely. Kind of allowing yourself to kind of like enjoy the process, not kind of feeling like this is the plan and it has to work out this way. This is the energy of, okay, I'm just going to enjoy the process. I'm going to keep the focus on what it is that I want, right? I'm not denying that, but it is also about enjoying the process, dancing as you go along. Okay, dance, because it will shift you into a beautiful state, and because it will get you out of your head and into your body and heart, because fear lives in the head, along with anxiety, control, guilt, frustration, and impatience. In just a few minutes of dancing, you will make the shift. You will feel a change of joy and confidence take over, and you will feel a soul reminder to live and lead from your heart. Dancing is a tool to ground us in the now. It triggers happiness and is the gateway to freedom. To become free, dance. Yeah. You know, if you just try it, just turn on your favorite song, dance song, right? All you have to do is dance for 2 or 3 minutes, and it's like your vibration changes. This is the energy of just kind of like being so super focused on getting to your goal that you're not enjoying the journey. There is something about enjoying the journey and the people that are on your journey with you. All right, I'm going to leave it there, Taurus. I wish you so much love and light, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.